Welcome to Arizona State Trust land. I am just southeast of Apache Junction. Facing east right now, you can see Silly Mountain and US Highway 60, not too far away. And I've done a lot of training out here. Today I'm going to do a stride workout. So I'm going to go through the workout, get some footage, and then talk about strides and how they can benefit you as a hiker, especially when you don't have hills to train on. So what are strides? Strides are a brief bout of moderate to higher intensity running for a short time where you focus on keeping good form. You could describe them as a halfway point between a steady pace that you can keep up for a good while and a sprint. And they can be pretty much anywhere in this range, so just a little faster than your usual steady pace to a little below a full maximum effort sprint. You rest in between the strides with just some very light walking or movement. You want to start out with a warm-up, and the easiest way is just to start by walking or lightly jogging and gradually increasing the pace little by little. Do this for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes and finish the last 30 seconds or so by going just a little faster than your normal pace, or in other words, at a very light stride pace. I also did some high knees and some butt kicks as part of my warm-up here. Then, when you do the strides, start with a lighter stride pace, which is still obviously greater than your normal steady pace. And then on each subsequent stride, you can increase the pace slightly or maintain whatever pace you desire. To keep this simple, and especially in terms of training for hiking, you don't have to be too fast or intense, especially right away. You want to get your heart rate and speed up, but still feel comfortable and be able to maintain that pace and good form for anywhere from 20 seconds to 1 minute. If you feel the burn or the accumulation of lactic acid, or your form starts to get sloppy or hard to maintain, then you're going too fast. Eventually though, you can build up to that level at least some of the time, but initially keep things a little lighter and keep your form solid. If you've never done these or haven't run that fast in a while, start with maybe 2 to 4 short strides at just a little faster than your steady running pace, and with a rest period of 2 to 3 times as long. So if you did a 20-second stride, rest for 40 seconds to 1 minute before you start again. After a few workouts of 2 to 4 easier strides, you can begin to increase the number, the time, or the intensity. So why do these? Well, training your body at higher intensity levels will help you to perform better then, as well as at lower intensity levels. Condition enough at a higher level and the lower levels will feel and be easier. Certain parts of hikes can become pretty intense or pretty slow going, so higher intensity training can help make these areas easier or shorter. Training more intensely or faster on a flat surface will at least partially transfer to being faster or stronger on a slope. Although it's not an exact transfer, if you're more powerful and improve on a flat, you will also see more power and improvement on a slope. To run faster, you have to push harder or faster or explode more forcefully off the ground. So by training that, you develop stronger push to propel yourself forward, and that does translate to getting up slopes a little bit faster and more efficiently. Another thing is efficiency. You don't have to do as many miles or have as many ground contacts or steps with this type of training, so it can save time as well as the number of impactful contacts you have with the ground. If you can get an effective workout in 30 minutes and one that will help you climb hills more efficiently, then that beats doing an hour-plus workout that doesn't translate as much to steeper slopes. So, if you run and only do distance, consider substituting a stride workout for one or at least part of your runs. And if you don't run at all, but feel you are capable of it, consider beginning with just a few short, easy strides and progress from there. As long as you give your body enough recovery time and don't overdo it, you'll see some progress within a month or so. If you have access to a track, start there. That will give you the least impact on the joints. And if you don't have access to a track, just consider grass or the smoothest surface you can find. I do strides on this dirt road, which is relatively flat and smooth for a dirt road. It is actually more specific to the kind of terrain I hike on, but it's also a little riskier for an injury due to the unevenness. In my case, I feel pretty safe, but still use caution wherever you're doing these. Just be aware of all the risk factors. Try to do this type of workout at least every 2 weeks. If you haven't done them before or in a while, shoot for once a week initially until you get more comfortable and better at them. And then if you only get to them once every 2 weeks, that should help, especially if you are hiking pretty often. And once again, I want to repeat, if you don't have hills or if you don't have a treadmill with an incline, This is an excellent way to at least partially help you become more powerful, more efficient, and faster hiking uphill. Personally, I count my strides. I count the number of steps. That gives me an idea of how far I've gone. I'm on average around 55 to 60 strides for 100 meters. I usually time myself so I can see how long to rest, but when I was filming this, I kind of just went by feel and probably rushed a little just to get as much footage as I could in. Hopefully this gives you a good overview of what strides are and what you should do if you want to start doing these type of workouts. The thing is, though, to get started, to make sure you're doing them. Be consistent with your training, whatever it is. But if you are training consistently already, incorporating these in should be no problem, especially if you are capable of running already. Again, you're just initially going just a little bit faster than what you're used to. So if you progress gradually with these, they're going to be a great asset to your training, and you're going to see a transfer, especially on steeper slopes. You're going to just feel a little bit more powerful or be able to maintain a higher pace for a little bit longer. So hopefully this gives you a good understanding of strides, what they are, and what you can do to get started with them. If you have more specific questions, feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to answer them. And happy hiking to everyone out there.